Hello guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I want to talk about the madness in man. And today, I want to talk about a story out of Houston, Texas, where I'm at. Shout out Houston. And it's involving this guy right here who made the news a couple of days ago. This guy's name is Zane Chavez, right? Houston, Texas. This guy knocked on a neighbor's door in the early hours of the morning. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, one of those 2 days. This guy was covered in blood, incoherent, and babbling. When the police came to the house, right, they went into the house and found his wife, this woman here, Kristen Chavez, also age 34, bludgeoned to death in their bedroom. The weapon of choice was a clothes hanger. Now, they got this guy in mental health protocol right now while he's arrested. And if that's crazy, this part right here is crazy too. Somehow this guy took her 4 dogs and released them on the freeway where one of them died and the other one's they're looking for, I guess. They recovered one, but I guess 2 others are missing and one died. I don't know if mental health is really a culprit in this or just anger issues or whatever. But I mean, you got to ask yourself, when you see stuff like this and people snap and fly off the handle and they're living with somebody, you got to see signs sometimes. But anyway, take a look at all of this information. We'll come back and talk about this a little bit.
This afternoon, we are learning more about the investigation into a woman's killing in her own home yesterday in the Oak Forest Manor neighborhood. Her husband, 34-year-old Zane Chavez, has been charged with murder. He was arrested outside the Northwest Houston home on Wednesday morning. Devon Roming joining us live from probable cause court in downtown Houston, where a judge just set bail for Chavez. Devon.
Yeah, Sherman. Chavez wasn't present for his hearing in probable cause court this morning. He was deemed MHU, meaning he is currently in the custody of the Harris County Jail's mental health unit. The state asked that bond be set at $500,000, but the judge decided to set his bond at $250,000, considering he has no criminal history. Now, this is video from his arrest yesterday. Court documents reveal Chavez allegedly killed his wife by striking her with an iron. Chavez was arrested during a welfare check at his home off Emma Forest Street Wednesday morning, where Houston police say he was covered in blood and incoherent. As of right now, we are still waiting to learn the identity of his wife, but we do know that she is 32 years old. Meanwhile, should he post bond, the judge has ordered he have no contact with his wife's family, and he does have to submit to GPS monitoring and will have to remain on house arrest. Live in downtown Houston, Devon Roming, KHOU 11 News.
A Houston area man accused of killing his wife with an iron in their home. 2 days later, one of her dogs has also been found dead. We want to thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm Keith Garvin. Daniela is off. It is a tragic ending to the days-long search for Peaches, one of Kristen Chavez's 4 dogs. Family tells us that Kristen's husband dumped the dogs around the same time he is accused of murdering her. KPRC2's Bryce Newberry has the sad details tonight as Kristen's family begins their fight for justice.
The family had been desperate to find Peaches the dachshund to try to hold on to some sense of their murdered loved one. They learned late Friday the dog had been found, but not alive, as they continue trying to understand the brutal and senseless killing of Kristen Chavez. At just 32,
my sister was my best friend. You know, I ride or die.
Kristen Chavez still had so much potential. A big sister and paralegal.
She was very ambitious, loved to help people, very outgoing. She never met a stranger.
A daughter whose mother was so proud.
Always had a positive attitude.
But Wednesday morning, inside a home in this gated community on Emma Forest Street, she was found dead.
A lot of emotions right now. It's hard to put it into words, you know.
Allegedly killed by her husband, Chavez, arrested near their home. Investigators say he hit her in the head repeatedly with a clothing iron, found broken in 2 pieces near her body. Even worse, the room had several holes in the wall, prosecutors say, and the 4 fur babies she loved dearly were gone.
She loved them like her children, so those are my grandkids, or granddogs, I should say.
They believe he dumped them in the wee hours of Wednesday before police say he knocked on a neighbor's door covered in blood, begging for help. 3 of the dogs were found by Thursday evening near the Katy Freeway and Greenhouse Road.
We kept calling the number, trying to get in touch with the owner, not realizing the horror that had occurred earlier.
Susan Baggio's rescue organization took one of the Australian shepherds in, helping reconnect him with Kristen's family.
I care very much about victims, whether they're human or animal.
She tried to keep helping them find Peaches, but the family got contacted late Friday that the oldest dog had been found dead.
Yeah, it feels like a nightmare.
Kristen's family now won't give up, fighting for the confident and determined woman they knew.
Her greatest thing was learning and just growing, evolving into the woman she wanted to be.
Chance Chavez is charged with murder, being held on a $250,000 bond. Kristen's family says they'd like to see that higher or denied, which we could find out more about when he makes his first court appearance on Monday morning. I'm Bryce Newberry, KPRC 2 News.
That's the story of this guy, Chance Chavez. Now, he's 32. I said he was 34. He's 32, 2 years younger than her. But if you paid attention, I'm more than sure there were signs in this relationship of abuse or something. Anytime you see holes punched in a wall, those are warning signs that you're going to be next. Now, I don't know if he made those holes in the wall that day, but if you look at that house that they live in, that's a nice neighborhood. So these people are well off in careers, I guess. And reason why I bring that up is it says she was a paralegal. So I don't know what he was, but for some odd reason, I think they just got him in mental health protocol because what he did is not normal. Do I think he's crazy? No. I think he might have mounted a defense, might be trying to mount a defense, but punching holes in the wall and stuff, I don't know if he did it that day, but why didn't she get the hell out of there? Or, you know what I'm saying? Either way, see this the thing, man. Let me just say it, like I'm gonna just cut to the damn chase. When people are in abusive relationships, and this might be the first time, I don't believe it, but in people in an abusive relationship, men do certain things a lot of times, depending on how far they're willing to go to show you that they will hurt you or they want to prove their point, right? One of the things they do is punch holes in the wall or break things. A lot of times, people that are in situations, a lot of these women that be in these situations, and I'm not saying this is what happened here, feel as though, oh, he won't do that to me. He's punching that wall or he's doing this because he knows better. Yeah, well, a lot of people get surprised. This guy beat this woman in the head with a clothes iron, guys. A clothes iron. Now, the reason why I did this story is because I know what the damage of a clothes iron does. I hit somebody in the head with a clothes iron one time. He was a college football player. And because, I mean, he was bigger than me. And what he did was unforgivable in my eyes, and I couldn't let it go. And I'm lucky I didn't go to jail for that. But just a couple of times of him getting hit with that thing, the iron broke when I hit him, and it was a brutal scene. You understand what I'm saying? This guy killed this woman with a clothes iron. I don't know what kind of rage or what kind of anger do you have to where your whole past that brought you up to this point is not considered to where you say, I'll walk out the damn house before I kill this person and go to jail for the rest of my life and risk my freedom and sanity. But you don't see that nowadays. See a lot of dudes out here acting a fool and get so turned up on something that they go all the way in, thus going all the way out. Now they got this guy in mental health protocol. I don't know if he got mental health issues or not, but for some odd reason, that's the card everybody play nowadays when they do some sick, sadistic crime. I don't know who's right or who's wrong, but I do know the ending effect has this guy looking bad. And under no circumstances should the woman have got killed like that. If you want to commit some type of death, kill the relationship, not the woman. That's all I got to say about it. This is crazy stuff, man. I mean, I don't know what made him do that. And then he ran to the neighbor's house. This is another thing. You see people get turned up to a fever pitch level where they run on red. then they do the ultimate. And then for some odd reason, the spirit, whatever is in them, of vengeance or attacking or just violence, it goes out of them and boop, help! Shouldn't have got to that point in the first place. Shouldn't. Like I said, I don't know who's right or who's wrong or what caused this, but I do know this woman's dead. And this guy's in jail and the family's out there talking about you. Why did you throw the dogs out on the freeway? What was that about? Another thing is, did that happen before or after? Because the way they kind of described it was like, around the time this happened, the dogs were released on the freeway. So I don't see a man covered in blood killing the girl and then trying to get rid of the dogs. I think that happened before that. And that might have been the thing that set the whole thing off. He might have been punching the holes in the wall because he didn't want the dogs in the house no more, or the dogs did something. Who knows? But I do know, man, a lot of people are hurting. Prayers and condolences to the family. And under no circumstances as a man, and that's the way I think, I'm not going to let no woman or anybody get me in a position where I'm facing life in prison, or I'm in prison or in jail. I mean, sometimes it's not avoidable, but man, I think smart, man. I'm not going through this type of stuff. Ain't nobody going to take my freedom and just, hell no. What about you? Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. This should be a lesson to you ladies. Being beautiful, being pretty, having a nice body, all this other stuff, don't mean nothing. That's overrated when you shack up with a maniac. See you in the next video. Take care.